Silvas from Central Oklahoma, so now they extend their lead to 9-0.
Well, I'll tell you,
got to give Blue Wall credit there. He was able to erase the major decision with that takedown in the third period.
Yeah, I mean, that was big. That was very big.
Let's go down here.
But this still puts a huge load on everybody from the Mavericks side that comes up now. But a couple of back-to-back falls, that'd kind of change things.
Here we go, guys.
Now we're going to see the number 4 ranked Jason Tapia from Central Oklahoma taking on the junior Daniel Vech from Ward, Nebraska. Tapia, a 2-time All-American, actually for Southern Colorado.
Circle.
Back in '99 and 2000, and then Southern Colorado dropped their wrestling program, unfortunately, and sent their wrestlers scrambling for a place to wrestle. And Tapia obviously made a good choice, ended up with the defending national champs.
Yeah, and I don't think Coach James cried at all when Tapia said, "Hey, Coach, I'd like to come and wrestle with you guys." Dan Vech, of course, just 1 win away from getting 10 on the year. This has not been the kind of season that he would have wanted, but still, it's not terribly bad.
He's filling in for the injured All-American Bobby Edmonds. Bobby Edmonds, last year's national runner-up, is out right now. Has a neck problem, bulging discs in his neck. Hoping to possibly make it back before the end of the season, before the conference championships and the national tournament, but still unknown as of yet. But Vech doing a fine job. He's kind of a journeyman for the Mavericks. He's filled in over the years whenever they needed him, at whatever weight they needed him. And
I tell you, that's the kind of guy you want in your program.
Offense, man, offense.
Tapia, kind of a difficult wrestler. Difficult guy to wrestle against. He's got a strange front headlock that he uses, and I saw him use it a couple times last night. He actually beat the number 2. He's ranked number 4, but he'll be moving up in the rankings because last night he beat the number 2 ranked Frank Kuchera from Nebraska-Kearney in double overtime.
Everybody I've talked to tonight said that place was rocking. Well, you were there, you know.
They had a really good crowd out there, and in fact, they didn't even have they had a basketball game going at the same time in their big arena, so they had to hold it in the old field house, and they didn't even have enough seats, and so people were actually sitting on the floor around the mat.
Boy, what an environment, though. Well, I'll tell you what, though, for 174 pounds, Tapia, I mean, his biceps are incredibly large.
Well, like I said, he's an extremely strong wrestler from what I've heard against the guys that have wrestled against him. And there's an example of his strength coming out with the takedown out of that scramble. That's the one thing you'll see. Both of these teams are extremely strong in those scramble positions, and that's something, again, you'll see the difference between this and high school. High school wrestlers don't have quite the scrambling ability of the college wrestlers yet. Especially once we get to some of these lighter weights, we're going to see some scrambling.
Yeah, those guys are rather quick. Coming down now here in the first period. Tapia with a 2-0 lead over Dan Vech. And we're going to run out of time.
Tapia, a 3-time state champion out of Santa Fe, New Mexico, and Danny Vech, a state champ out of Ward, Nebraska, had 122 wins in high school. 3-time state placer.
Stay set, yes, Top.
A good little sit out to a head post by Danny Vech to get the escape. Tapia has only built up 40 seconds of riding time, so that escape at that point was important. Tapia
wrestle
really
in the middle,
using that 2-on-1 arm tie.
Yeah, it's no wonder that he didn't have trouble finding a place to wrestle after Southern Colorado dropped his program.
Yeah, I'm sure that there was a lot of schools that'd be willing to accept a 2-time All-American.
Oh, and I bet there were coaches across the country watching that situation too. I mean, they knew right away, hey, these guys are available.
Well, in Southern Colorado they were really right down to the wire trying to salvage their program and raise the money to support themselves. And so a lot of the coaches had to, out of courtesy to the Southern Colorado coaches, didn't want to come in and start stealing their wrestlers.
No, true.
So they had to wait until it was finalized, but I know UNO looked at a few of them. I don't think any of them ended up here, but they definitely looked real strong at coming to UNO.
And it's tough to see a program, any athletic program in a school that's been established, and then they close it down.
And especially Southern Colorado they had a strong program over the years. They hosted the Nationals a few years ago.
You got to use it. You got to use it.
And here's that front headlock that Tapia uses, and
You're up, guys. Let's go back in then.
he kind of locks it in a strange and unorthodox way, or what's different from the norm.
But obviously it's been effective for him, and as long as he's not breaking any rules, obviously he's shown his ability to get the job done. But I'll tell you what, Dan Vech is giving him everything he can. As we're coming down to the end of the second period, and it's still 2-1, Tapia.
Time, guys.
Sitting down looking at this matchup on paper, I thought in order for UNO to really have a chance to win this duel, there's a shot of the good crowd we have here tonight. Another look at Coach Denny in his 23rd year. But looking at it on paper, I looked at these first three matches, 157, 165, and 174. UNO really needed to come away with a victory out of one of those three matches. There's a deep half by Vech.
Can get him up off the mat.
Tapia's strength able to fight it off. Now, one thing that we talked again in the opening is, how is wrestling 2 nights in a row going to affect Central Oklahoma? This is a situation where we might see it if these guys start to fade a little bit in the third period.
Right.
The fatigue factor kicking in on them. We're just here in the second period now, and Vech has actually reversed the riding time. Now it's counting up in his favor. Minute to go here in the third period.
He's working that leg, but again, Tapia's strength and able to counter everything.
He's got 59 seconds to go. Vech has 20 seconds of riding time built up. Again, he trails by 1. Oh, and he's going to cut him loose. Apparently, he didn't feel comfortable with the way things were going down on the mat. Thinks he's got a chance to take him down.
Yeah. He must feel something.
But now he had a chance to tie it if he was able to ride him out, but now he's going to have to take him down to tie it, which he hasn't had success at so far. And I don't believe there's been any stall warnings in this match yet either.
No, there hasn't.
30 seconds.
So Dan Vech's going to have to make some kind of move here pretty quick. He's trying to go for that leg. He can't get there.
13 seconds.
There's that side headlock.
No.
Kind of a front headlock to a 3/4. Tapia gets the takedown as the third period winds down. He's going to come away with a 5-1 victory over Dan Vech from UNO. Another 3 points for the team score makes it 12-0 now in favor of Central Oklahoma.
Tapia 5, Dan Vech 1.
Well, you had mentioned the Mavericks could have used a win in